all tied up, and this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Aronimink Golf Club in Newton Square, Pennsylvania, bringing you the 2025 Aronimink Open Grand Prix with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corian. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local sponsors. Get ready, there's a lot of them and we're grateful to each and every one of them. Column Advisory, D2 Groups, MAPTA, Gwen's Barnes Real Estate, RCM Certified Public Accountants, Total Platform Tennis, Porsche Main Line, Lotus Philadelphia, Xenon, McDonald's, Doan Family Enterprises, Commonwealth Capital, Primal Physical Therapy, Lululemon, Stateside, one of our favorites, Mike, First Form, Cisco, EAS Water, and Drip Coffee. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Chicago's finest Mike Raleigh, calling the action for a rematch of last year's epic 5-hour final of the men's nationals. We have tournament number 1 seeded team, Graham McNerney and Adam Morgan, up against Guillermo Nunez and Mark Powers. Andy Podesky's up in the chair for the match. This is a regular scoring match. Mike, I can't wait for this thing to start.
I mean, it's I've just recovered actually after that 5-hour plus match. So yeah, we've got a rematch of last year's national final. That I've just now recovered, so I'm ready to roll, Patty. I think the only thing that might save us here is we're playing 2 out of 3 sets, but we are playing no ad scoring. So in theory, it should shorten up our time in the booth. But
Exactly.
You never know. I don't want to jinx it.
That's right. McNerney and Morgan had a great win in their quarterfinals. They had a 3-setter over Tyler Fraser and Philippe Rams. They won that match 2-6, 6-1, 6-4. Nunez and Powers had a phenomenal quarterfinal match against Louis Vauclair and Gabe Friedrich, and they played a lights-out match. Powers and Nunez prevailed, but that was a great 3-set match. On the other side of the draw, the bottom part of the draw, Murphy and Ong are playing right now against Rigoletto and Salazar, and the winners will meet tomorrow in the finals, slated for 11 a.m. start time, East Coast time. Morgan McNerney, our tournament number one seeds, our defending national champs. What do you think is going to happen in this match, Mike? If you could look into your crystal ball.
I would say we buckle up. We're in for a great match. I've got about 64 ounces of water.
Okay.
Some snacks just in case things, and I've got a lifeline to one of my boys is near his phone in case I need anything. But again, from last year's national title, it was a point here or there, and I mean, we know what we're going to get from Adam Morgan. He is, one of the fiercest competitors, who plays his role as well as anybody out there. Is ready to drive if a ball is misplaced, if they miss their spot. So he puts constant pressure on the volleyers. Graham McNerney, he does everything really well. I noticed in the charities he was hitting his forehand more. We were stepping up and being a little more aggressive. They fell a little bit short in the finals of the charities, but speaking of forehands, we got Mark Powers, who's on the left side of our screen at the net. The righty, he's got one of the biggest forehands in the game, maybe ever. And his partner, Nunez, is one of the most dynamic players. I love to watch him play. He's got offense at the net. He's got the cutter, the roller. I just think he's such a treat to watch. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I can't wait for this thing to start. In the other semifinal, I just see an update. Rigoletto Salazar won the first set from Murphy Ong 6-1.
Boy. Okay.
Guy
Yeah,
Nunez.
congratulations. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, Mark and Guy, they won the Nationals up in Boston. Just a phenomenal match. That was in 24 Nationals where they defeated Regalado Salazar in that epic three-set final. Nunez was born in Chile. As we know, he is a lefty. Those who know him call him Guy. He's got every shot in the book. And he teaches up in Westchester at Pelham Country Club. Mark Powers, one of the few non-pros out on the tour here. He's in the finance investment world, and Powers is a 2-time national champion. He also won with John Hughes back in 2018 over Broderick and Palmer, stopping their 3-year run. Powers is just one of those freak of nature guys. He's been around the sport for a while, all the way back to playing. He won junior nationals a trillion years ago. Then came back to the game after played Yale tennis first singles 4 years in a row. Quite an accomplished tennis player, and got back into paddle. And I mean, you talk about the best guys in our sport, and everyone talks about that. Mark Powers, Guy. I mean, all 4 of these guys are in the conversation with the best guys in this game. Powers has always been in that conversation, is my point.
Yeah.
Powers, Mark got married, year and a half ago or so to Meredith. And I saw Meredith out here watching Mike, and I'm sure Mark Powers' mom, Denise, who's always watching, always been there to support Mark in all of his athletic endeavors. She thoroughly enjoys platform tennis viewing. We hope she doesn't maybe get to view it for 5 hours tonight. Let's go, what's the over-under, Mike? 3 hours?
I'm going to say we're going to be at the 252 mark.
252. I love that bold prediction to the minute. Graham McNerney and Adam Morgan as Chicago guys. Graham.
Good. I'm going to do announcements.
Oops, I think we'll listen to our umpire for a second. Okay. I think that maybe he'll wait for the players to get back on the court. Graham was born in Atlanta.
All right, ladies and
He's
gentlemen.
a consultant for an accounting firm.
This semi-final round match is a best-of-3 sets with tie breaks. To my left in the ad court from New York, is Guillermo Nunez. His partner in the deuce court, also from New York, is Mark Powers. To my right in the ad court from Chicago, Illinois, is Graham McNerney. His partner in the deuce court from Lake Bluff, Illinois, is Adam Morgan. Nunez Powers won the toss and is elected to receive.
If you're Nunez Powers, you want to hit those returns first game, right, Mike?
Absolutely. You start out with your strong shot. I mean, I don't care the weather. These guys can. I mean, that Powers drive is. I think it's unrivaled.
Agreed. Can't imagine that advantages anybody. So.
And unrivaled because he does it in those pressure moments, Mike. I mean, a ton of these guys hit crushing shots, but just the footwork that he what he can create off of that and climbs up that side screen and just smacks that ball, moves his grip way over.
Yeah, and he's got a very, it's spring-loaded stroke, very short backswing, and just his footwork is impeccable, so it seems like he's always in the perfect position to hit it.
I love that, Mike. Spring-loaded.
Spring-loaded. It's we've got Brad Smith, who's the pro at he's got a forehand like Powers. We call him the rattlesnake because it just comes at it. The motion is so quick, but Powers just does it slightly better than my good friend Brad.
Yep. 15 love.
And you'll see the scheme at the net for Morgan and McNerney. They get Graham on the right, on the left-hand side of the court, hitting the majority of the overheads. He'll mix in, the waterfalls or the up-down overheads with his cut spins, rollers. And Adam Morgan will do his job, protecting with the volleys and hit a lot of rolling overheads until Graham McNerney can get back and kind of suit up, basically do his thing at the net.
And Adam's roller overhead, he hits it 100% of the time, right, Mike?
I'd say 98.7.
98.7, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me when there's a different kind of overhead.
Yeah, there it was.
Okay,
right
little,
there.
Yep. Wow, look at that. That's the end of the women's match.
We were there.
That's
I
right.
recognize that.
And then Guy just, he saw that play coming. He is remarkable. He had a play this afternoon, Mike, where he went on the other side, stayed in the green, hit the ball into net, on a spin shot that he, that had been hit to him. It was phenomenal. He just loves it. You can see that big smile when Guy just made that play. And he had the mindset and just the calm to keep that ball really low, because he knew if he didn't keep it low, those guys would always get the ball back.
Yeah, we're 2 points in, and we've already had a highlight reel shot.
So that's Powers, the back of Powers. He's the righty. Nunez is the lefty on our side. Far side at court, that's the tall guy. That's Graham McNerney. And in the deuce court, Adam Morgan. And you call him the ultimate role player. I was thinking about that, Mike. Is Graham not the ultimate role player as well with Adam? I mean, these guys have played the sport for a long time, had high level of success with other players. They got together and they won the national championship.
30
and
all.
I kind of feel like they, more than any team, they have definite roles and definite shots that each knows full well. So, and everybody says, Adam's a perfect complement to Graham.
30-30.
Graham's a perfect complement to Adam.
I'd completely agree with that. And, it amazes me, though, within that role, Adam will rarely step outside of that role and take on maybe more than he should.
Game McNerney Morgan, they lead 1-0 in the first set.
When we started on the call in the women's semifinals, we kind of had a hunch. We didn't think there were going to be a lot of breaks. I don't know why we thought that, but we did. And we called that right. In this match, Mike, there's got to be breaks of serves left and right, I think. That's why Nunez Powers took the return.
Because yes, without a doubt.
Murphy Ong, Regalado, Salazar are 1-1 in the second set of the other semifinal.
And then on the women's side for the finals tomorrow morning, we have Elliott and Lalich versus
Hanish and Zabori.
Hanish and Zabori.
So Lopez Page were the number 1 seeds on the women's side. Page had a little bit of a shoulder injury, but kudos to Lalich and Elliott. They played a superb match, and it'll be a real exciting women's final. I think it is slated to be played starting at, I'm going to go with 9:30 Sunday morning, Eastern Standard Time.
15.
Eastern time.
Good backdrop, the paddle hut behind the courts, and you can see all the people in that that warming hut, the tent that Aronimink Golf Club put up for this event
30.
is awesome. Got a couple bars set up, a couple different places in there, Mike, as you saw, and most importantly, they have a lot of heaters.
Boy, and you saw that move from Graham. I mean, that is just so, I don't even like the word typical, but that is so Graham in his ability to kind of create havoc with his blitz, whether it's off of a lob or, a little sneak chip drive and come in behind it.
He and Nunez, they share that quality where they like you'll see the sneak attacks way more from them than from Morgan or Powers, let's say.
Uh-huh.
They've got a DJ out there, and I think the DJ really works to the advantage of Guy Nunez. I'm just saying.
He is. I bet he's a pretty good dancer, don't you?
Oh, for sure.
He's got some moves.
And that was an interesting move. He went in and he just kind of dared, Graham to just crush the ball at him. And Graham did. And Guy didn't come up with that volley, but that won't stop him from that plan, I don't think. We'll see the play again.
So looking at the results so far, we had Graham and McNerney and Adam Morgan won
Morgan, they lead 2-0 in the first set.
The Medina Cup. They lost in the finals to Regalado and Salazar in the Chicago Charities. And on the other side was at the Baltimore Open, I think Powers and Nunez won.
Yep, and as you can see, a 7-point streak here for McNerney and Morgan to start this match. Wow. What hands right there on that volley. You thought Powers had another situation where he forced a volley error, but Graham came up with it. Really good lob from Nunez up that line on Graham. It almost looked like Graham was surprised by that shot. So, Guy's got great hands, and maybe he held that and had Graham thinking there's going to be a drive.
$15-all.
Mike, a couple of years ago, we saw a lot of serves like that sidearm Adam Morgan motion. It's gone away for the most part out here. Do you see a big difference with that?
15-30.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think in today's game, who's actually hitting it other than Adam Morgan.
Like Fraser will hit it, Rams will hit it, right? I've never seen Nunez hit it.
But and they'll hit it sparingly.
Matt Moyo, new great player from this area. He hits literally an underhand serve. I didn't really see it out of Alvey and Jose at all.
Yeah, so I'd say a small percentage now where, it was...
Before Durant and Mitchell retired.
Right,
They both served that way. I mean, Mitchell went to it all together. Johan seemed to kind of go back and forth at times.
And Patty, what is the benefit of that serve?
Keeps that ball low, so, in the warm weather when people are hitting those high kick serves that are bouncing way up, the the ball striker capability of so many players, forehands and backhands off the deck is just phenomenal in the game. And because of that threat, if they can serve that ball and get a lower bouncing ball, you don't give them the ability to hit down at you on their drive. The interesting thing about it, Mike, which I don't love on the club level,
you guys got to call those.
is that it doesn't lead to a natural progression forward to be in a good position for
15,
a balanced
40.
first volley.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
And I think you watch like Adam when he hits this roller. I mean, it's got huge rotation on it, and it really is limiting the ability of the returner to get ultra aggressive. And if I don't have the skill to hit that and at least neutralize a drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think at the club level, to me, most players don't have the ability to hit a big, heavy top-spinning serve or top-spinning forehand for that matter. So I would say work on, consistency, placement, and spin on your overhand serve before you go to the underhand.
Mm-hmm. I see
Barring some sort of injury.
I see some people starting people out with the underhand serve or the side, and they say that it's easier, and I would argue that point. I don't know that it's easier, and you see a lot of people till they get to a certain level kind of hit the serve in fairly flat, not a big wind-up, not a backswing behind their head necessarily. But, it gets them into the point and gives them that forward momentum for a balanced first volley potentially.
Yeah, because you're tying in the end of the first or end of the serve is kind of the start of your volley position.
That perfect setup for a backhand volley.
Yeah. Different shot there, a little cut. Is that the first fist bump of the night from Adam Morgan?
30-40.
Yep, and Guy just stayed up there, just tempting fate. And that was brilliant play from Morgan just to cut that ball off and hit it at his feet.
I think it was more than his bounced it into his chest, Patty.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good lesson for a lot of the players out there. When you do have a player out of position, you want to hit the ball to them, not away from them, because then you just, you're not making them pay for. I mean, Guy was a little bit nonchalant on his exit off the net.
Right, but had Adam hit the ball away from him and into the corner screen, it doesn't matter. Nunez would come up with the next shot automatically.
You see early on with McNerney's overheads, he's hitting a lot of hard overheads, side screen when he does go to Power's forehand or Power's backhand. He's trying to avoid.
Nunez, Powers, McNerney, and Morgan leads 2-1 in the first set.
He's trying to avoid letting Powers take that ball off the deck with this forehand drive.
You hear the cheers, the action here all day at Aronimink Golf Club and every club in the surrounding area. Just phenomenal and such an appreciative audience. I love the Philly crowd who knows their paddle, Mike, and they come out here and they're a knowing audience. So, McNerney and Morgan, looks like their strategy from the net, they're taking a lot of balls to Guy, kind of avoiding the Powers forehand, which most people try to avoid. But what a matchup when you have to play Guy Nunez and how talented and how unpredictable he really is as a player.
And unpredictable in a great way, right? Just in the what he can create from the same ball. He can hit it hard, he can roll it, he can chip it, he can blitz in behind it. He really keeps the team at the net off balance and doesn't allow them to settle in.
So that's Mark Powers to serve. Always have loved his service motion. That big push. He does that big knee bend dip, and I mean, really has one of the best serves over the years in the men's game.
15.
Mike, when are we going to get a 3-all point? 3-all game.
Have yet to have one.
Whoa, he touched the net?
Once again, we have brief moments of high activity, and then we're back into a neutral standing.
You know, it's funny, Mike. We hear a lot of players between, the two partners. You, me, you, me, you, me. You don't really hear those big. You don't hear that from Morgan and McNerney, and that's how disciplined they are, because they automatically know, based on where the shot's coming from and what the shot is, who's going to take the ball for their team.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too that there's very few times that they get crossed up or crossed over at the net.
Wow.
15 all.
Really a smart little off-speed, little chip shot. Force the volley error from McNerney. You don't see that happen much.
$15-30.
Wow.
Wow. It's a good spot there.
15-40.
Little confusion right there. Whose ball was that, Mike? Who should handle that?
Well, I mean, if I had to point a figure, I'd say it's the player cross court from the driver that should be stepping into the middle a little bit further. So
On the diagonal?
I'd say the diagonal.
30,
so Nunez
40.
there.
So we're going to put that one on Nunez. And Powers,
Right,
Powers
you
is
know.
masterful. There's certain situations where he goes from his backhand to his forehand. It's like this little snap volley. Like I've never seen anybody else in the sport who owns that shot like Powers. So he does do that a lot as part of their plan. But that was really good, really good low ball from Morgan. And I'm with you. I think that should have been Guy's ball.
It's really good lobs.
Mike, this tournament, when I ran inside before, I ran into Bobo Delaney, who may get credit for being the oldest participant in this Grand Prix event here at Aronimink Golf Club. And, that's the amazing thing about our sport and our community. These players play it. Bobo's been in this game for life. She was a former junior Nats champ. She was an open Nats champ with Sarah Krieger, a mixed national champ a couple times with John Milbank. And she's still out here. She played with Kathy Ackerman. They play a lot out of Marshtown Field Club in New Jersey. And Bobo could hardly walk. She was in the locker room coming up for air. And I said, Bobo, do you want to come in and say hi? And she's like, I don't even think I can walk that far. But
boy, that's it. Yeah.
You see the spans, and we have decades. We have players. I think Ethan, like the team of Mario, those guys, they're both young guys. I think Ethan's maybe 24. And Bobo
Game McNerney Morgan, they lead 3-1 in the first set.
Is north of Medicare, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, she's been playing the game longer than he's been alive, right?
Exactly, and that's the phenomenal thing about our sport and our community.
Love 15.
Good spot from Nunez. Draw the error from Adam Morgan there with that high forehand volley.
So, Mike, both Powers and Nunez were broken on their first service games in this match, I think. That's correct, right?
That is correct.
And Morgan, so 4 games, 3 breaks. Not surprising. What is surprising, no 3 all points.
Thought we were going to get one on that last game.
Historically, we haven't seen Mark Powers a lot before the first of the year.
Love 30.
But, the game's become so competitive that I don't think he and, Nunez could afford to take off the first part of the season. They had to kind of jump in events, and you got to stay out here, and the game is moving so fast and the action is so fast. Like
15-30.
You got to keep your competitive mindset going, playing tournaments.
And on the other side of it, though, I think that you've got to also pay attention to the grind that, tournament play is, that physically, but also mentally, that you're, if you're playing, 10 tournaments a year, are you by the time the national championship rolls around in March, are they,
fresh?
Are they fresh, or are they burnt out a little bit? And there's a fine balance that they've got to really find there.
Right, and I think they pick and choose, and some of these teams can afford to come out for these higher events where the point value that they can earn is way more, the prize money is way more, so it's to their advantage to jump in these draws, and more, there's guaranteed number of ranking points and really high ranking points awarded because of the high level of the depth in the draw is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So 30 all, that's Graham McNerney serving, and this is Guy Nunez, the lefty, out of that deuce court, hitting the return. Adam Morgan with the overhead, and that's Mark Powers, near side at court. Wow, what a pickup.
That's a great get, and I love the disguise there from McNerney.
40-30.
Me too, Mike.
Coming off a major slash, and he loads up and then just pulls out of it and hits the dropper. Powers had a great get there to extend the point.
All right, we got a 3 all point, Mike.
Deuce.
There we go. And it is server's choice. Interestingly, they're going right into the Powers forehand return. It shows correctly.
He's out. Game McNerney Morgan. McNerney Morgan lead 4-1 in the first set.
Okay, Corient is excited to partner with the APTA because whether as advisors to our members or as members themselves, They're already part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.corient.com, the official well sponsor of the APTA.
So, Mike, here's a question for you.
Yes.
McNerney, name another player on the men's tour who does as much as Graham does from the net, from that overhead position, which he plays in the entire time with Adam Morgan. And right there you saw his ability to be so deceptive and hold the shots, and he makes his opponents cover every square inch of the court. I mean, maybe he's the best in the game, that aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other players that Tyler Frazier, I would say, has got some pretty good firepower, but I don't know if he has quite the variety that Graham does.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a great call. Yeah, Tyler's got every shot in the book. Practices, he can hit every kind of spin imaginable.
But he doesn't utilize as much the flat, kind of hard third panel slams, or the the waterfall or the down up overhead as much as Graham does, I think.
Graham, what is he, 6'4"? One of the tallest players on the tour?
I think he is, yeah. One of the things that McNerney does so well too is, sometimes too many options lead to too many errors. Where they have too many opportunities to change the shot, and they end up almost being too creative.
Yeah, that's a great point. But you rarely see that in McNerney's game. Like, it doesn't ever seem to faze him, the wide variety of shots that he's going to pull out. And it's all situational, and he's, a student of the game, he observes more than most, and he's aware of exact positioning of his opponents. Every moment he's up there, as that ball's traveling his way, he's watching for little movements, see which way someone's leaning, who might be vulnerable to a drop shot, etc.
We got a couple more for this set. We got another set coming up. Scream out what you want to hear, obviously. Otherwise, we'll just keep doing 90s rap.
But what's crystal clear with all of these top teams, they come out with a plan from the net, Mike, right?
15.
Absolutely.
There's nothing that they're leaving to doubt. They know exactly how they want the overhead coverage to go, who's going to defend more of the drives. It's just part of their plan when they walk on the court before they play 1 point.
Well, and I think, something that's talked about a lot on the stream is that if you don't have a plan, it's tough when things are going poorly to change your plan.
Exactly.
Right?
What do you change? Right. We're losing. How come? I have no idea.
Yeah, or try not to stink, it's
Right, exactly. Can you hit it in the blue more, Mike? So Regalado Salazar have won their semifinals against Murphy and Ong, and it will advance and play the finals tomorrow around 11-ish against the winner of this semifinal match.
And you see too, I think the top players, another thing to look for, and this is a great vision or great angle, you can see how McNerney's working different heights on his lobs. He'll go with the high sky lob, but he'll also go with that block lob that stays lower but gets back into the airspace of the overheader sooner.
You rarely see McNerney look awkward. He looked so awkward on that ball. But credit to Nunez and Powers to make him look
Good volley. Yeah.
awkward in that hand exchange.
$30-15.
Hey, Mike, Brad Easterbrook and Guy Moore just finished calling the other semifinal. Maybe we could give Brad a headset for one moment just to tell us about that semifinal on the other
I'd
court.
love to hear what he has to say.
I just would love to hear from Brad for 1 minute, Mark.
30
Oh, you know what? Brad, it's not a good time to do that. We'll hear from you later. Thanks anyway, bud. Sorry.
30-40.
We're always curious what Brad Easterbrook has to say, Mike, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, inquiring minds want to know.
That's right. We want to know about the Easter Bunny. That's a Dave Broderick term.
Pretty solid.
Mike, are you surprised at how many balls are going to Nunez? Whether Morgan and McNerney are... Does it seem that way to you?
He's hitting a lot of balls. But thus far, it hasn't... When he's been at the net, he hasn't hurt him, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, McNerney and Morgan have a distinct plan here, and Powers is not getting a lot of... He's not getting a lot of looks. And he had that awkward, return to serve that he missed a lob long on a backhand on the 1-3-all point that we had.
All right, here's a question for you, Patty.
Okay.
Who has the better cut overhead, Powers or Nunez?
Wow, that's a hard question on a Saturday night, Mike Raleigh.
Yeah.
I mean, and how good for them that that's a hard question for me to answer.
Yeah.
I don't really know, because I've seen Nunez. We've seen him in the last couple of years, obviously, on the scene. Won his first nationals. I mean, he hooked up with Mark Powers. They won the first 2 tournaments they ever played together, including the nationals in Boston. So I saw Powers play a trillion years with John Hughes. They had about a 5-year run. Phenomenal team, including a win in the national title over Broderick and Palmer. I don't know. Overall hands, it seems like, all of them have every shot. But I think that the creative nature behind some of Nunez's games and shot making is just something to watch. But they both hit those nasty cutters that just die on the deck.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet, but it's there.
Yep, another 3-all point here. Sudden deuce point, whatever you want to call it. Okay. I've got my answer.
Powers, McNerney, Morgan lead 4 games to 2 in the first set.
Okay, the needle just moved to Mark Powers on
Did
the cutter.
it okay? Usually it's a commentator curse, but that one was a commentator. I don't know what's the opposite of a curse.
Well, I think they're both amazing, and
Yeah.
they both can just kill it and end the point on that shot. And right there, that was huge for Nunez and Powers. They needed that down 1-4. First set, semifinal action.
So they go through new ball every 7 games, except for the first 6 that they use because of the warm up.
These are warm. I've got them sitting in my pocket.
So they switch balls, and I think they want one that's maybe not room temperature, Mike.
I don't know. They need an incubator.
No, I get it. They want a ball from inside. The ones in here apparently are a little bit warm.
Maybe the umpire needs a heated jacket, Mike. Get really
There we
juice
go.
balls there. See McNerney kind of banging that ball down against the deck, try to warm it up a little bit. That's Adam Morgan hitting a practice serve with that new ball. Morgan McNerney up 4-2, first set, semifinals. Aronimink Golf Club, the Aronimink Grand Prix event.
One of the fans of McNerney and Morgan, I think.
15 all.
That's a rare fault from Morgan, Mike. I mean, among the top players, I rarely see him ever fault.
Yeah, I'll just blame the new ball. How about that?
Exactly.
Serve is so finely calibrated that.
That's right. Just felt a little different.
30-15.
We said both these teams had 3 setters in the quarterfinals. They've been out here. They started at 8 o'clock this morning. We have hit the 12-hour mark on their day. A lot of paddle. A lot of paddle to go, Mike.
You and I both know that this has the potential to go deep into the night. Give the crowds what they want.
That's right.
Going back, I don't know if you heard that communication between Graham and Adam. And a really deep lob, McNerney called hit and nobody, giving the indication that nobody was blitzing in behind that lob.
How about this crew from Joho doing a great job, Mike, as always, making sure the commentators are totally comfortable. They just fluffed my pillow here for this first set.
Yeah, the men behind the mic, so to speak,
That's
behind
right.
the camera.
Morgan, they lead 5-2 in the second, 5-2 in the first set.
It's interesting, Mike, when I was watching a bit of the Nunez Powers Vauclair Friedrich quarterfinal match, And it seemed like Nunez and Powers kind of had some ebbs and flows into their game, like, you know, a little fluctuation, a little more so than I expected, to tell you the truth. But Gabe and Louis played a phenomenal quarterfinal of the match against them, and definitely didn't make them feel comfortable in that match throughout the whole quarterfinal.
And was there a certain strategy that they were implementing that, you know, against them that jumped out at you?
No, it was just like a highly entertaining, you know, like everybody was just going for their shots.
Love.
Really fun match to watch. There wasn't any dragged out long lobbing, you know, setting up sequences off of lobs per se. Just, you know, kind of stellar play from Vauclair and Gabe.
Street fight. Just
Yeah,
a street fight.
yeah,
Huh?
total street fight.
Pounded.
Yeah. You know, and Rams and Tyler Frazier, I heard played lights out first set in their match. I saw Graham briefly when he was walking off, and he changed his T-shirt. He was sopping wet. You could tell he was on a war over there. And then they righted their ship and really just kind of moved through those guys. 6-1 in the second set, and then they had a really good third set that was 6-4. McNerney and Morgan prevailed. It's good to see Tyler Frazier back. One of Cincinnati's finest. The Midwest, Mike. I'm loving the action out of Cincinnati in the men's and women's game. Eric West was supposed to play this weekend. Unfortunately, his partner had to bail, Mike McGrath, so I'm not sure he made the trip in, but I think we'll see Frazier and West second part of the season a bit.
Yeah, I was talking to Frazier a little bit during the 90s, and you know, he couldn't say enough about, you know, on the women's side, you know, how Halbauer, you know, in her game, and just what a talent she is.
Something tells me that Tyler's probably hit some with Ellie.
Yeah.
Because Ellie, it was interesting when I was watching her serve in Charities. Her serve is much improved from even last season, and it had a little Tyler Frazier-ish quality to it, so I was curious about that.
Inquiring minds want to know. Is that coaching her up?
15,
See a little
30.
Wow.
frustration for Powers, his second missed overhead.
2 overheads in a game. He went years without missing one. But again, that's what Morgan McNerney do to you. They get in your head. You just know they're going to just continually keep them. Another ball's coming back. Another ball's coming back.
Wow.
30 all.
Got a little extra giddy up spin on that one.
Just a little bit of jump on that one. Oh.
We'll switch of sides for Nunez and Powers here, and they don't seem like they're in a rush to change back, which I think is kind of fun and interesting. And then, you know, that lefty over there, take away, see what maybe he can do something with that McNerney overhead.
Yeah, and it changes the scheme at the net. You know, is there?
Right, when
They have
Morgan
to hit the
and McNerney are
different spot.
comfortable at the net, watch out. So I love the play.
Boy, really good
30-40.
overhead.
Set point against the Mark Powers serve.
Double set point, actually, with the no ad, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, Lord.
Game, McNerney Morgan. McNerney Morgan lead 1-0. They win the first set 6-2.
Hey, Mike, we're going to be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming by Joho and match statistics provided by Court Director.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Yep. We'll be right back. Oh, we're back. Welcome back to the APTA Tour. I'm Patty Hogan along with Mike Rowley at the Aronimink Golf Club with semifinal action between Graham McNerney and Adam Morgan and Guy Nunez and Mark Powers and McNerney and Morgan. Rock solid first set there. 6-2. Some uncharacteristic errors from the teams of Powers and Nunez and from Mark Powers in that game. That was a funky game for Mark.
Yeah, and I think that's one that, Patty, I think one of the things that is, if you own it and kind of just say, all right, that's going to be the weakest game I play. Yep. I was not extremely mentally, like a rock, but I found that was one thing that really helped was when you say, okay, boy, that's going to be the worst game that I play from here on out. And, shoot or shoot. He's going to, I'm sure he comes back and hits, the absolute knee-dropping cutter,
Yep.
ankle-breaking cutter coming up here.
Exactly. We talked about how throughout that first set, Nunez got a disproportionate number of the shots. And, maybe Powers got a little flat.
Love 15.
You might be. They took him out of it. Shout out to an Exmoor member who said, "You're sounding great, Patty." Chris Shelmo. He's been a long time captain of our Series 10 team.
All right, Chris.
He's a triple sport athlete at Exmoor. He's one of their top curlers, golfer, as well as a paddle player. So if you ever have any questions about curling, I'll connect you guys. Boy, that's got to be a well-placed drive if Morgan and McNerney are
30.
not neither one going for it.
Mike, you know as well as anyone the importance of having a comfortable chair when you watch paddle matches.
Yeah.
40.
That first set, it's over. Nunez and Powers, I don't even think they're thinking about it anymore.
That's right. That's right.
Trying to knock me down? Trying to knock me down? Is it loose? Is it loose? Hold on. Andrew, Mataloni. We had something come off the court. Can you grab somebody inside? A nail. Can you have them check the court? Are we good? You good?
I don't know if a banner was coming down or something, maybe on one of the snowboards, Mike. Not sure. Wow.
Must have been a bad court.
40-15.
McNerney, I'm going to utilize that crease to.
Game McNerney, or game Nunez, excuse me, sorry. Forget that I said that, 30-40.
Sometimes we all get shaken up out here.
I know.
Oh, I have to go to the next. Deuce. A game.
No, it's game.
Sorry, I got lost there, guys.
Yep, so
Game Nunez Powers. They lead 1-0 in the second set. Do you want to have them check it?
yeah, Andy's a little worried up there in the chair about
Something got knocked loose
something
on
on
the
the
back
court.
wire.
You know, it might be, I don't know, there's a camera configuration, some kind of a stand over in that corner, I'm not sure.
On this post right here, I think. The first one in.
Sometimes the pins on the snowboard can work themselves loose.
I told you Adam Morgan
Yeah,
observes
good.
everything.
Yeah.
And it's weird,
They're
it's
good to
nothing
stand if you guys are.
on the court, so it's not
Is that
impacting
good?
play at all.
I mean, I've been playing with the screw loose
1-0.
for 52 years of my 56 years, so it's hardly affected my play.
So great start to the second set to break McNerney. It's exactly what Nunez and Powers needed. And Mike, these players' ability to hit the delete button and forget about that first set, truthfully, they do. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of people say, oh, no, that's not really true. I said, no, that's great. Players are great because they can hit that delete button. And there's a void there. There's no information. So there's no chance for any of that negativity to kind of get into there in case they have a screw a little bit loose in their brain.
Well, and I think one of the reasons for that is they're
Love 15.
so married to the process of the point play that, you know, results are secondary to the process. So, you know, if you're process based, it makes it a lot easier, you know, whether or not you're executing. If you're executing your process, the results tend to take care of themselves.
Is that what you told your sons?
I tried, but, you know, I tell that to myself too. We haven't. Oh.
I'm sure your dad told you the same, Mike.
He sure
What
did.
a legacy. Consider myself lucky that I knew your dad.
Thank you very much.
What a great guy. And he's a teaching pro himself, and he enhanced the teaching community. And, you know, I got to spend some time when he came to Chatham to center court for a couple of months and was helping out Clay Bibby, kind of getting a grasp on how to handle, you know, all those pros working for you. And Mike, you know, your dad just made it a way more professional operation thanks to his guidance
Love 30.
and expectations,
Yeah.
and did great mentor.
He was one of the best, and passed too early, but yeah, I'm sure he's up there.
He's looking down in
listening
his
to
Elvis costume, I think, Mike.
Might be on the golf course. Yeah, you would never know. Wow. You see how, you know,
15-30.
we had talked about the Lopez, and we'll see it here, the close, just giving Nunez so many options. He can drop that. He can stuff it into the corner. You know, he's got a lot of options because he did close. And we had talked a fair amount in the women's semifinals, Lopez and Page, kind of hanging off the net, kind of open, not seizing the advantages and actually opening themselves up to a low volley.
I'm sure they'll look at the video and ponder if that's something that they can improve upon. If they agree with us, Mike. They might not.
They might not agree with us.
Right.
And that's their prerogative.
For sure.
I mean, what do we know, right?
We know a little bit more than some, not as much as many.
That's a great point.
All right, we got a request from girls. Nick, don't you go inside. Why are you working? Stop working. Keep drinking.
That's that Morgan drive through the middle there. Wow. But the close from Nunez, I just love that
30
close.
all.
And I just love that it gets on top of the net. He's not worried about a lob. He's not worried about anything. He's just
Well,
trying
you
to
gotta
bury
be-
Graham.
You got to be somewhat fearless, too. You know, it's a great move. Good work if you can get it, because he's about 12 inches with a little bit more height on that drive to taking it in the chest, but that was a great play.
$40-30.
I think it's so fitting that the last match of the night here at Aronimink Golf Club is the rematch of last year's men's national final.
That's right, back in Philadelphia. But they just moved the match down the road a little bit, changed clubs, brought in a band,
That's right.
and went to no ad scoring, which
Deuce.
we have. Is this our third
Yep, third
sudden
time.
death point?
Yep. Each team has won one so far. Morgan McNerney, our defending national champion, played in 6 finals on the APTA last season, Mike. They were 3-3 in their finals, but they got the big one, the most important one, the national championship.
Yeah, that should be worth more than one.
Exactly. Morgan and McNerney got their first tour win this season at the Medina event over Lofgren and Ong. And they reached one other final in Chicago where Regalado and Salazar got their second win of the season, defeating Grant and Madam there.
Would say I didn't get to watch all of that match, but McNerney and Morgan were at certain points in the match just not quite as sharp as kind of we've learned to expect. There was just a little bit of loose points in there that ended up costing them, in my opinion, the match. You know, they just weren't as dialed.
I think they felt some pressure in their hometown as defending national champs.
They might have, and you know, credit Salazar and Regalado. But what a dig from Powers. Now they're communicating, aren't they? bigger the
They are
point, the louder the
communicating. Wow.
Oh, what a point.
Wow.
Yeah, I hate to see that one.
1-all in the second set.
Good dig.
Phenomenal pickup off. So low off that back screen.
I'm not sure if that drop shot had to be quite that good. Graham was still running towards his back screen, trying to arrest his momentum.
Yeah, so we're at 1-all second set. I'm Patty Hogan along with Mike Raleigh calling the action. Second set, 2 break of serve starting off. I think we had 5 breaks in that first set.
Love 15.
You see Powers, how quickly he closed there and caught Adam. Again, went right through Adam's position.
Love 30. $15.30. $15.40.
See, that's the Powers return to serve. You know, he that was a heavy ball.
Yes, yes.
You know, first set, McNerney and Morgan, for those of you just joining us, they hit a disproportionate number of shots over to the deuce side where Nunez is playing. And I mean, it kind of felt like they were freezing out Powers. And at the end of that set, Powers really struggled on his last serving game, had some uncharacteristic overhead errors. And Morgan McNerney, I mean, you don't need to give them too much of an opening.
Wow.
Game Nunez Powers, they lead 2-1 in the second set.
You know, Patty, the amazing thing is there, you know, you're looking at like that drive from Nunez. Arguably, Morgan missed his spot. He didn't miss it by much, but against a player like Nunez and Powers, if you miss your overheads by, you know, we're talking, you know, inches to a foot, you're gonna pay. And I mean, Nunez absolutely lit that ball up, and you know, here we are, 2-1 in the second set.
Who's going to hold serve first in this set, Mike? 3
That's
breaks.
a great question.
Start this off. Yeah, Mark Powers up next, and like we said, he had a rough serving game. Not his actual serve itself, but that game was a little bit loose. And but we said he's got the delete button. It's gone. All they know is they're up 2-1 in this match. They're just taking this one set at a time, and in this set, they're winning.
Love 15.
Mentioned earlier, you know, Morgan and Guy are rackets professionals, hitting balls every day of the week out there, and McNerney and Powers. McNerney's works for an accounting firm. Powers is in investment industry. It's kind of hard for those guys to get their reps in, Mike, right? When you're a rackets pro, you're on the court getting your reps in a lot. But not against...
Yeah, but you know those reps are different.
Very different reps. A tweener.
Nice little
Adam
tweener.
Zabori right there with the tweener. I mean, she owns the shot, so that's why she gets the last name.
I like it. I like it.
Way to improvise her. I mean, he really had no choice. He wasn't getting that ball back if he didn't do that. What a great play.
Yeah, I think Zabori, she sometimes hits it for the for the love from the crowd.
Yeah, and just because
rather than
because she hasn't hit one in a while, so she just hits one to hit one.
Wow.
30-15.
Tough combination there.
Mike, who's the only player on this court who didn't play college tennis?
Graham McNerney.
Correct.
Played club tennis at Georgia. I bet they had a pretty good club team, though.
Yeah, something tells me they did. Wow.
30-all.
So
I loved how low McNerney let that ball drop and just win her up the middle on Nunez Powers. Unbelievable.
40-30.
Yeah, I think Adam Morgan played at Gustavus Adolphus with Will Colmar.
Aha, I didn't know those guys played together. Hopefully we'll get to hear some more Will Colmar. Some of the matches, one of our announcers. And you know, who knows? Maybe we get a Rusty Seams appearance.
You never know.
Great anticipation from McNerney. As soon as he saw that ball dipping, right as Powers was taking his paddle back to hit the cutter, McNerney already started up toward the net to cover it.
But I know we all do this.
Boy. I hate to say, but this is a pretty big game here. Pretty big point.
It's okay, Mike. You can say it.
Yeah.
You're among friends. And again, the deliberate play, a million balls over to the corner where Nunez is in that deuce court.
Notice too, when Nunez went up there, he was looking to defend the space he was standing in that space only on the drive from McNerney, and it's a good lesson for everybody out there. Woo! Little sneak attack.
Deuce.
Yeah, Morgan put enough on that overhead to force the volley error. Our fourth 3-all point, second one of this second set. You know, Powers didn't put in a great serve there, and McNerney just put it up. I would have liked to have seen him jump on that a little bit. But again, he's disciplined. He knew exactly what he was going to do, and he was going to get that ball in play with a lob on the 3-all point.
And I think both players were playing kind of, you know, the percentages in that, you know, Powers kind of probably felt like, knowing Graham, he's not going to take any unnecessary risk on such a big point. So he didn't need to hit perfect serve.
Yeah, that's a great point, Mike. Great cover and great close from Nunez right there. Oh, my Lord.
Game McNerney Morgan tied 2 games all in the second set.
Powers. That's like the 4th flyer he's hit on an overhead. 3rd or 4th, Mike.
But now you can't argue with the shot, right? That in the shot selection, just the execution.
Absolutely. So we have 4 straight breaks. First 4 games of the second set here. Men's semifinal action from Aronimink Golf Club. Beautiful facility here. Padel, pickle, a swimming pavilion. I mean, you just look around. This is a phenomenal, I don't know, I call it like a campus. It's massive and it is beautiful. Really well done. Congrats to Aronimink Golf Club on all the renovations, all the updates. Really have hit it out of the park. This place is spectacular. And Mike, I don't know if you'll be in attendance, but they are hosting next year's PGA event, and I can't think of a better club after what I've seen today and what they can do. They are so pumped to host the PGA. Mark, among the majors in golf, what makes the PGA unique? I know you're thinking about your answer. So what makes it unique? I'll tell you guys the answer. I'll answer my own question. What makes the PGA Championship unique in golf is that they have qualifying, and that's where you'll see teaching professionals from around the golf country who can qualify and compete at the PGA Championship. This Aronimink event here. This semifinal that we're seeing is the top half of the draw. McNerney and Morgan came through this draw with that quarterfinal win. They had a great match with Tyler Fraser and Philippe Rams. Nunez and Powers had a great win over Vauclair and Friedrich earlier in their quarterfinal matchup. And on the other side of the draw, we mentioned Ricolado Salazar got through, taking out Murphy and Ong in the semifinals. And they await the winners of this match tomorrow morning, slated for about an 11 a.m. start. We mentioned that Adam Morgan's a teaching pro. He's the co-director of rackets at the Birchwood Club in Highland Park, Illinois. And these are our defending national champions, beating this team of Nunez and Powers in that epic 5-hour match at last year's Nationals, hosted by Philly Cricket Club and Bruce Redpath and his committee. They did a phenomenal job.
They did.
Mike, I was talking about the PGA, which Aronimink's hosting, and what makes that such a unique event in the golf world, and teaching professionals can qualify from around the country. Really kind of a fun aspect of that major.
That's a pretty cool.
1530.
And I think they recently had redone their course with Andrew Green, who is a golf course architect. And fun fact, I believe he's doing, I believe he did Aronimink, and I may be wrong there, but he's coming to Exmoor and redoing their golf course in 2027.
Aha.
So after that, Patty, we'll have to have you come out and you can give your professional opinion of the golf course.
Let's go. Let's play. Commentators reunion.
Yes. I was mistaken. It's Oak Hill he did for the PGA.
Oh, okay.
Not the I was ahead of the game.
Someone, your fact checker called you on that?
Yep. In East Lake as well. Other great courses like Scioto in Columbus. So I apologize for pulling the plug too soon on that.
1540.
Congressional is another course.
Oh, yeah.
Another break point here, huh, Patty?
It's amazing.
Continue the trend.
Mike, can you appreciate some of the background music going on?
I mean, the Pink Pony Club. It's best.
Pink Paddle Club, that's what we call it.
Yeah, there we go.
30.
It's the best song so far. There it is. Patty, they heard you.
Brings up one of my favorite memories from last year's Team National, also a sad one. Friends of mine, from the Adirondack Mountain Girls, formed a team, and one of their players, Barb Conway, had an unexpected, she died, and about 2 weeks after Team Nationals, but I always have the vision of them singing Pink Paddle Club and Pink Paddy Club or whatever, Pink Paddle Club to that song at Team Nationals. One of the highlights. Bring back a great memory of a great woman, Barb Conway.
Second set.
Wow, what a rip right there from Nunez. He's pumped. All right, so who's going to hold serve first, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to see if that's warm enough.
Wait, Mike, have you ever watched a match where no one held serve in a set?
I think I have, but not on live stream.
Really?
I don't think I've seen it on the live stream where I've called a match.
Mike, great sponsors for this event. JC Cotto and the entire club, the membership, everyone literally chipped in, doing yeoman's work to pull off this event. We'll give you some names tomorrow during some of the matches, but just a phenomenal job that everybody has pitched in and worked super hard to pull off this first-rate event here at Aronimink Golf Club.
I put it inside both coats. That should be warmer, but see, I mean, we can get one inside if you want it.
It's kind of funny, Mike, because it's not that cold here in Philly
telling you
today,
that.
and you know they're
No, I went
bumming
inside
on
the
the balls
coat,
coming
that's
out
it.
of his jacket that they're a little too cold. Won't bounce quite as much.
It's Guillermo's serve.
She just taught it to me right now.
All right, Mike, Nunez powers up 3-2. I'm going that Guy Nunez is going to hold serve right here.
Okay.
Mike, after the Thanksgiving break, the tour resumes, as we mentioned earlier, December 5th, 6th, and 7th. We have 2 events going on that will be live streamed. The Dwayne Hayden Invitational out on Long Island, and the Rocky Mountain Throwdown out in Denver, Colorado at Arapahoe. Matt Puig is bringing a new event to the tour. Super excited about that. So next weekend, action-packed across the country, live stream going all day on Saturday.
Talk about a paddle that Arapahoe. They love their paddle there. They're always very supportive.
Did you ever play that event, Mike?
I did. I played it a number of years. Derek Fisher was the pro there, and I mean, I think I won the. I didn't get my name on the boot. Do you remember the boot? No, the Porch Club.
Oh no!
The party that they would have. So, the party. If you won the party, you got your name on a. I think it was called the boot, and it was a trophy for whoever won the party. I know I didn't win the party.
How'd the altitude affect you, Mike?
Well, I was a cheap date a couple of times. It is amazing though too. The ball flies a little bit more, so you do have to temper your game. Got to stay hydrated.
I remember I went out one time to play that tournament. I don't think I hit a ball on the court for about 8 points because it just flew. I underestimated what impact the altitude would have on me.
This is my going out song.
So as everyone knows, or maybe you don't, if you just joined us, this is the rematch of last year's men's national championship at a Philly Cricket Club, won in that 5-hour match by McNerney and Morgan. And today things seem to be moving at a little faster clip, Mike. McNerney and Morgan won that first set 6-2, and Nunez powers up 3-2 in the second set. Shout out to John Oliva up in, he's one of my players up at Lake George, and also to George Carter from the Essex Hunt Club. George is loving your commentary, Mike. I'm sure George enjoyed seeing Lisa Lalich play and get a spot in the finals
15
tomorrow.
all.
George is a big Sven Lalich, Lisa Lalich fan.
15-30.
Uh-oh. I said Guy was going to hold serve. He can't fault.
That makes things that it's uphill sledding if he's doing that, but still a chance. See, so far McNerney hasn't really unloaded on a forehand yet. He's hitting some chip drives, but
And he's passing them up on purpose, obviously, Mike.
you know, that is kind of his. If he does not have the distinct advantage in the perfect ball, he's an extremely disciplined player that knows he's not going to take on more risk than he needs to.
And he's always keeping his opponents in sight. He knows exactly what boards they're standing on, and he just won't pull the trigger, like you said, if they have an advantage position-wise on him. That was the perfect time. Just didn't make
40.
it. I think he's in disbelief. He's like, I'm Mark Powers. I don't miss these shots. I mean, if it was Patty or Mike, it'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
par for the course. But not for Mark Powers.
But it was the right, like you said, it was the perfect ball to hit.
It was.
Game McNerney Morgan tied 3 games all in the second set.
Now, do you think any of the kind of the errors that are creeping in have anything to do with the long match they played or the long day that they put in thus far?
No, I don't think so, Mike, to tell you the truth.
All right.
So I lied. Nunez did not alter. We're at 3-3. 6 straight breaks here in the second set of the semifinal match. Oh, what a sick volley from Adam Morgan
Double
right there.
fist bump. You don't see a lot of fist bumps from McNerney, but Morgan and McNerney hit.
Yeah, both of them.
That was
Yeah.
what a volley.
You know, Guy moved right to the middle of the court. Had he stayed in the same path coming in from his side, he probably would have been in position. Wouldn't have given Adam that ability to put the ball over, you know, to the right of him. But kudos to Morgan for recognizing where Nunez was, and perfect volley winner.
Boy, I like that return from Nunez. Just a soft-handed roll down at Morgan's feet.
$30-15.
Wise move from Morgan to throw the lob up on that play. You do not want to get in a cat and mouse hands game with Guy Nunez.
Yeah, that's where he is so strong. I mean, you know, Morgan or McNerney can close quickly, but it's because he's got such a long stride. Nunez is just fast. He doesn't have quite the stride length that McNerney does, but boy, he makes up for it in quickness.
What a beautiful
40-15.
off-speed ball from Morgan right there. Nunez was just expecting him to pummel the ball. And
We got a hold point here, Patty. Double hold, triple hold point for Morgan.
yeah, and I love the play from Morgan right there to close in that, the guy on the diagonal closing in to shut down that drive.
You know, and you saw he closed. There were 3 volleys. Each one he got consecutively closer and closer to the net. Boy, that
You
was.
see right there, McNerney did it. The tall guy with that red shirt just closed in. He saw Adam was a little bit off the net, so he picked it up and he went on top of the net. Let's not let anything get through.
40-30.
You know, I want Morgan to hold serve, but I kind of want a break. I want to see the entire set, all break of serves. What hands from Graham up there at the net.
And great get from Powers.
Yeah. Again, the strategy, more McNerney, is not hit too many balls to Powers and then pick and choose when you hit to him.
And the majority of them, when he does go to Powers, is hitting firm into that side screen.
Right. No offensive look for Powers. No easy looks in this match.
And there's our first hold of the second set.
Games to 3 in the second set.
Wow. Game number 7, a hold of serve, Mike. So, you know, Guy was flying it through. We've seen him make that shot all the time. And I was kind of surprised he didn't just stick that ball right at Graham's feet versus trying to go for as much depth as he could on that volley.
Yeah, I bet he wants that one.
Yeah,
he
he'd
wants
like
that
it
one back.
So this is Mark Powers serving, down 3-4, and down a set 6-2. That's Guy Nunez, the lefty up at the net. His baseball cap on backwards. Graham McNerney, far side at court. Hitting that lob, and that's the one and only Adam Morgan in the deuce court.
Wow. Nunez putting on a volley clinic here, Patty. He made those 3 volleys look easy.
You know, these guys are so good, Mike. They make so many volleys look so easy, and it is the hardest. It's the deal breaker at every level in our sport.
Powers volley there was, you don't teach a
Love 15.
forehand volley, but boy.
Was that ball going out, Mike?
That's a good question. We'll never know. I was going to ask you, would you think the backcourt scheme of Morgan McNerney would change, given that we're seeing some uncharacteristic attack overhead misses from Powers?
You know, if I'm them, I wouldn't change anything because I feel like
15 all.
they're in control of. I mean, they're dictating in this match. Don't you feel like they're dictating and Nunez and Powers are more of the reactors in this match?
15-30.
And I think they've got Powers out of sorts here. So I don't think I'd give him any more than he's already getting. Sean Leonard from Cutter's Rule said the ball was definitely going out. And he's an
Well, he
eagle
would
eye.
know.
I mean, with what he
Yeah.
can see, I'd totally listen to Sean. I mean, would you do something differently because you see that he's kind of a little bit struggling?
Well,
Uncharacteristic errors?
It seems to me that Mark Powers is seeing more balls at the net on the lobs and fewer balls in the backcourt.
Mm-hmm. Well, and being lefty, that overhead, that Nunez and his variety, I think Guillermo Nunez would love to hit every single lob that comes his team's way.
Right.
Don't you?
I think so too.
Yeah, I feel like he gets fueled by more and more and more.
You can see him just get ramped up.
30 all.
Mike, I think we were at the exact same point in the first set when you said, I'm stating the obvious that this is a really big moment, and we are in that same moment.
We're there.
Again.
We're there again.
We are right there again. Mike, last year in the 5-hour final that you called, which of the 3 sets was the longest of the sets? Do you recall?
I do not recall. I do know that Nunez and Powers did not have a lead until the 3rd set. If you think of them being tied by winning the 2nd set, when they won the 2nd set, they did not have a lead. They didn't have a lead until, I can't remember the score, but it felt to me like that 3rd set was, it was the longest, but I think it was solely just from the drama.
Yeah, that's right.
Good lob from Morgan.
Yeah, that was a really good lob. He had Powers way off the court. But McNerney, he's sticking with the game plan. Just threw another one up. Powers hit that
Wish we had a
overhead. McNerney hit it off the back screen. You know, Powers wanted McNerney to drive that ball.
I know. Wish we had a shot counter. How many shots in this point alone?
Wow. Oh, my. What a sick cat. That was crazy good. There's a big opening in the middle. Morgan found it. And Nunez, oh, my Lord. Just another amazing hands play.
Like a frying pan flip.
Exactly. That's what you always teach them. Keep that paddle open.
Oh.
Wow.
And then it ends with a nick.
30-40.
Good spin.
See, that's that lefty overhead that you just got to love. Morgan didn't love it, that's for sure.
That's right.
All right, we got a 3-all point here. Third one of the set. McNerney Morgan won the other two. Yeah, to your point, I think a lot of lobs to Powers in this moment right now.
Oh, boy.
Game
A
McNerney
fortuitous
Morgan, they lead
let
5
cord.
games to 3 in the second set. Five, 3.
Yeah, lead cord right there and that nick that McNerney beat Powers on over in that ad corner. Little lucky.
Well, I would
Good
say
timing.
the nick is more of they're aiming for that. You know, they're aiming for the corner. Let cords, great timing.
So Morgan McNerney, our defending national champs, are showing you why. Up that first set 6-2 and up 5-3 in the second set. I'm Patty Hogan with Mike Rowley calling the action. We are at the beautiful Aronimink Golf Club in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. Tomorrow morning we'll have the women's finals kicking off around 9:30, followed by men's final. Winner of this against Rigolato and Salazar.
Wow.
15, love.
Yeah, that's
And I think, you know, when you talk about what makes a great drop shot, obviously soft hands and touch, but you saw there how McNerney closed. You know, I always say drop shots are about, they're not
15,
shooting,
oh.
they're layups. They're not, jump shots. So you're not off the net. You're right on top of the net, laying that thing in there.
I think it's the shot that most club level players don't use, and that is one of, it's not a super easy shot to hit, but it's not extremely hard. And I just don't think most club level players think to bring it into their game.
Well, I agree 100%. And I mean, it should be one of the few shots where you're actually intending and thinking it might be a winner. That's a good spin from Nunez there.
15-30.
Mike, how does he get all that spin? What does he do? What are the components of that awesome slash type of overhead?
Well, I would say grip. You know, he's got a very extreme. If it's minimum a continental grip that's laying the face, kind of you see it where the leading edge is very strong into the ball. The racket head speed created with the torque and the preparation, and the confidence to to basically take that full swing, and he's hitting about 6% of the ball. But you see the windup, it's thing of beauty.
15-40.
You talk about the preparation, Mike. When I watch all these top players play, I just love watching them hit the overhead. Such fluid motions, and they load up, they unwind, they uncork that thing.
Yeah, and the only way they're going to be able to unwind is
30,
by
40.
that really strong coil, but early coil.
Right. Great point. And Mike, when we talk about the difference between club players and these pro players, we love doing it from a teaching point of view. We're passionate about it. We want players to reach their potential. And, you never know. You see players who might not have some shots, but then can come up with another winning shot that you just didn't expect as a teaching pro. So give them the opportunity. So our first match point here for McNerney and Morgan. Wow.
Nice.
Game,
Wow.
set, and match. McNerney, Morgan, they win 6-2, 6-3.
Right there, you see him load up to hit that final overhead winning shot, force the error from Nunez. Mike, pretty phenomenal. Amazing
Patty,
performance by McNerney Morgan.
Yeah, they played very well. And, boy, it's great to have a front row seat for it.
Yeah, really fun. And congrats to Adam and Graham for reaching the finals tomorrow against Regalado Salazar, like we mentioned, about 11 o'clock start time. Mike, I think we're going to wrap it up from the 2025 Aronimink Open men's semifinals. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30 for the women's finals, followed by the men's finals. Thanks, Mike.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
I am Florentina Hanisch, and today I'll be giving a tip on how to start the match the right way. When I start my match, I like to start playing high percentage plays, so a lot of lobs, a lot of balls through the middle, and when I start driving, I go for 75% pace. I find that a lot of club players go for too much, too big at the beginning, but the muscles are a little bit tight at the beginning of the match, and then errors start accumulating. So beginning of the match, go for 75% pace, keep your swing nice and compact, and go a lot for the middle. For the beginning of the match, I'll say for the first 4 games, that's when you should stay focused on playing a lot of high percentage. Once you have played 4 games and your muscles start loosening it up and you figure out strengths and weaknesses of your opponents, then you can start changing the plays. I am Florentina Hanisch. I hope you enjoyed this tip.